I don't think most people would like consciously notice this, but this particular ad is going to be really hard to digest. I'm Sarah, I'm a creative strategist, and I use consumer psychology to help DTC brands lower their ad costs and scale with ease. And today we are going to be reacting to some TikTok UGC.
Okay, so here's the recipe we're going to be making today. So like I said, this is all tailored to me and like
I'm gonna have to stop it literally right there. Immediately, the first thing I noticed just within the first 3 seconds is that there's a lot going on. That's going to be really hard for the brain to process. It's really taxing. There's something that we experience as humans called cognitive load that makes it really difficult for us to process if there's too much going on. I'm just a little afraid that once people start watching it, they're going to have a hard time processing all of what's going on here. Let's keep going.
I put in super easy to make. I didn't have to think.
Yeah, we got to stop it again. Now we're to the point where we're starting to inject calls to action. Any sort of CTA that comes in at this point is going to be completely ignored by the brain. There's action in the background. There's a book with text on it. There's somebody talking, and there's overlaid text. This is way too much, guys. Way, way too much.
About what I was going to eat. I didn't have to think about like sizing because it is all.
Yeah, now we have like a mashup going on.
Love this book. It makes it super easy to stay
a lot of text
and
all
stay
at the same
on track.
time. Okay, so here's my breakdown of this particular ad. From a hook standpoint, I'm going to give it maybe a solid 2. We got to get something with hooks that makes it easy for people to say, ooh, they're talking to me. The only reason we're doing creative is to qualify the person that's watching the ad. We don't want to gather in everybody because in the bucket of everybody are non-purchasers, people who don't need our products, and people who don't have the money to buy it. We don't want to attract everyone with our ads. We just want to attract the people who are ready to buy and excited to change that part of their life. From an emotional driver standpoint, there's really no story or anything that pertains to anybody. It's very generic information with kind of generic images in it. It's too vague. People are going to sit here and watch this ad and go, well, I don't know what kind of results she got, and maybe she's not like me, maybe I'm different, maybe it's going to be harder for me, and they're not going to want to keep watching the ad. So we're going to give it probably about a 2 as well. I feel really bad. I don't really want to like tear apart people's ads, but like this is how we learn. From a story standpoint, I'm going to give this a 1. There is no story going on here at all. It's literally just an ad, and I can tell it's an ad, and I'm probably going to skip it because it's an ad. Let's move on to the next one.
Let's talk about Bites at-home aligners. Did you know Bites aligners get results in less than 4 months?
I feel so bad because a lot of ads start this way, but I have seen so many people doing the same exact thing. Let's talk about this. We have to get a little more motivated about qualifying the person we're talking to within the first 3 seconds. I really don't want to see hooks that are just built for shock value. Hooks are not meant to shock people into stopping. They're meant to talk to the subconscious of a specific type of person. Let's keep going.
And did you know that it's like thousands of dollars less than getting braces? That's almost like a side gig.
Okay, one thing we want to talk about here that she is doing really well is she's smiling while she's talking. This is something that kind of comes from the acting world. I don't know, you guys, if you've ever taken like an improv class. You want something to sound convincing, you need to smile while you're doing it. She's actually doing this. She's smiling while she's talking. The problem is we still don't believe her. If they don't believe themselves, it will come out through their voice. So pro tip, if you're going to hire UGC creators to do some of this on TikTok and create good ads for you, you need to find someone who's a pretty good actor.
Okay. But did you know that you can do it all from home? Not a single office visit.
It's a little bit difficult for me to believe that she really feels this way about Bite. Maybe she does, but like, I'm not getting that through the ad. Okay, so let's do a breakdown of this ad. From a hook standpoint, we're gonna give it maybe a 1. I feel really bad, but like that hook was not great. Let's talk about anything. If you're gonna say let's talk about, it needs to be something that's pretty polarizing. Otherwise, people are going to skip right past it. As far as emotional drivers, she did a little bit better on this one than the first ad that we reviewed. She was talking a lot more about things that would probably pertain to this customer. Backed by orthodontist, it's checked by dentist, there's some authority proof there. She's also talking about the fact that you could do this from home, which for that particular customer group might be a huge motivator for them. I'm going to give that one a 3 for that one. It's decent, but it probably could be better. As far as storyline goes, there's really no story here. So we're going to give them a 1 for that one as well. Okay, let's take a look at a third ad and see if we can find something that's like a little closer to what I want to see.
I would only buy one, and then I bought another one, and another one after that, and now I don't even remember what I said in the beginning.
I really love the hook on this one. There's something about chipmunk voices that just gets me every time. There's so many creative and easy ways that you can hook people in that don't have to include shock value. This is one of them.
They're like really high-waisted. They cinch you right along the waist.
First of all, these are really cute shorts. I don't know if anybody noticed. They've also picked an adorable model, which helps a lot. When it comes to interacting with other humans, we really want to see somebody that kind of looks and feels like us. They don't necessarily have to be in the exact same demographic, but we need someone that reminds us of ourselves if we're going to see ourselves in that product.
However, the material of these is not like your typical running short.
She's actually giving a real testimonial, which is huge. It's very easy for someone to actually give an honest opinion and that be the connector between the product and the person.
This material is like a mix of polyester and spandex. It's super stretchy and it just
this is interesting. Okay, so they're using the same clip twice, and this is so underutilized. If you can use the same clip twice, that basically tells the brain that this piece of information is important because I've seen it twice. That doesn't mean that you should go into every UGC and start duplicating all of your clips. But this is really important when it comes to making sure the brain understands the concept, is if I see it twice, it's important. And of course, my kid just walked in. Shocker. I don't want you to think that you have to use a scripted version of the hook. Hooks can be sounds. Hooks can be words. They can be colors. They can be flashing lights. Sometimes hooks can be complete silence. It just depends on what you're trying to get the brain to understand at that point in time. As far as hooks go, we're going to give her a 5 because that one was really good. For emotional drivers, I think she did a great job actually moving through what she was talking about. She talked about the fabric. She talked about how flowy it was. She talked about how comfortable it was. All of these things are functional, but they also pertain to what that person is looking for in a pair of shorts. And last, for storyline, I thought it was great. She actually did a genuine testimonial, which is one of the best ways to get people into your ecosystem and get them to watch your ad. So those were the ads that I found that were not as polished. Let me show you one that is spot on exactly what the brain needs to see to be able to click and buy.
Hair to take out the yellow, but toner for your teeth to take out the yellow in your teeth.
This hook is amazing. I love this guy in general just because he seems like a really fun person. I want to be friends with him. But at the same time, he just gave us a hook that's like one of the most amazing uses of metaphor I've ever seen. If you're going to do a hook this way, do it the way this guy did it. So he's making a visual reference between toning your hair, right? And toning your teeth. Both of them take out the color yellow, and this guy just made it easy for us to understand that.
I am so intrigued to see how this works. It's the High Smile V34 color corrector powder.
I like that he's using this as kind of a way to test and see whether it works. We're not really referring to him as an expert yet. He's just like me. He's a beginner. And if he doesn't like it, I'm sure he'll tell me. That's what the consumers are thinking as they're watching this ad. He seems exactly like me, so I can trust him.
It says use a dent toothbrush to push it in, but I don't have an electric toothbrush, so I hope that's okay. Here we go. Oh. Okay, so now time to rinse it out. Okay, I'm doing.
I love the visceralness of this. The fact that you can see purple teeth, one of the best ways to keep people captivated. No one should ever see purple teeth. That's like the weirdest thing I've ever heard. But if you see it in an ad, you're gonna stop.
I'm so surprised. You are not gonna get me stop smiling now. Me and Bali.
This guy is actually also referencing something that not a lot of people use. He's using humor and using it very subtly. If you can find somebody to work for you that knows how to use humor in UGC, that's one of the best ways to sell. I love this guy. Oh my gosh, and I love the outro. That little bite at the end is amazing. This is how you do good UGC, guys. If you're going to do TikTok in any sort of form, make sure that you're following this. It's super, super important to make sure that you're connecting on a psychological level so your ads won't be ignored. Do a breakdown of this one. This guy is a master at hooks. I've seen him in a couple other ads before, and he's so good about capturing your attention really quickly because he's an interesting character to watch. Emotional drivers are there. He's talking about different things in the industry that would pertain to the customer. And the story, oh my gosh, the story was fantastic. And this is how you get customers to watch through the entire ad and click and buy. I'm gonna give him 5s all across the board because it was just such a good ad. Now I really want to buy it. Just like, I don't know if I need it, but I'm gonna buy it anyways. So this is what we need, guys. We need to be able to create content that's gonna hit people psychologically well. not drain them of their ability to process it. All of these ads were trying to work on qualifying a particular type of customer. Really, only the last one did it well. If you like this topic and you really like learning from me, go ahead and subscribe and like. It really helps out the channel. Find me on Twitter at Sarah Levenger and let me know what you guys would like to learn about next. We'll see you next week. We did it! Where'd he go?